Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are jumping into something that's, well, absolutely crucial for anyone with big goals. How to build an integrated system for personal effectiveness. We're going to break down a framework for managing your mind, your learning, and your resilience. And we'll start with a problem that, let's be honest, probably hits close to home for a lot of us. All right, so let's get right into it. First, we've got to understand the sheer, intense pressure that entrepreneurs and really any high achievers are facing today. The demands are just relentless, and it absolutely takes a toll. And believe me, that toll is staggering. A study from the National Institute of Mental Health found that nearly half of all entrepreneurs, 49%, struggle with mental health issues. Now, that is way higher than the general population, and it's a massive red flag that something is fundamentally broken.
In this quote, man, it just nails the core of the problem, right? We live in this hustle culture that creates a really weird paradox. It demands this superhuman level of effort, but at the same time, it discourages the one thing that would make it sustainable, admitting you're struggling. And so, what happens? A lot of people just end up suffering in silence.
So, okay, if just hustling harder isn't the answer, then what is? Well, the solution is to totally reframe the problem. Instead of trying to just power through everything with brute force, it's about building a smarter internal system. We're talking about building what's called a personal operating system, or personal OS for short. And you should literally think of it like the operating system on your phone or your computer. You know, it's the invisible architecture running in the background that makes everything else just work. It's all about working smarter and more strategically, not just harder. And this whole personal OS is built on three foundational pillars. First, building mental resilience. Second, learning faster. And third, organizing your mind. These three things aren't separate. They all work together to create this powerful engine for success. And they're going to be our roadmap for the rest of this explainer.
All right, let's tackle that first pillar, building mental resilience. This is the absolute foundation for everything else. And the cool thing is, it's not some innate talent you either have or you don't. It's a skill. You can actually train it. This right here highlights a huge mental shift. You know, we're so often told that success is all about willpower, right? Just grit your teeth and push through. But research on something called ego depletion shows that willpower is, well, it's finite. It runs out like a battery. And relying only on that, that's a one-way ticket to burnout. The smarter way is to build habit systems, behaviors that run on autopilot and save your precious mental energy for when you really need it. So how do you actually do that? Well, you can start with some super practical mental fitness exercises. For instance, there's this idea of PQ reps. They're just 10-second mental push-ups. Seriously, it can be as simple as rubbing two fingers together and focusing only on that sensation for 10 seconds. That's it. It helps quiet all that mental noise. You combine that with some daily mindfulness, actually setting real boundaries, to protect your rest time, and a little bit of visualization, and suddenly you've got this amazing toolkit for mental fitness.
Okay, so once that resilient foundation is in place, it's time to build the growth engine. Because let's face it, in the world we live in now, being able to learn new things fast isn't just a nice to have. It's essential.
And guess what? There's actually a proven process for this. It's not magic. Step 1, you deconstruct the skill. Break it down into its smallest possible pieces. Step 2, you figure out what the critical 20% is. We'll talk more about that in a sec. And then step 3, you dive into what's called deliberate practice. That means super focused, intense training on just those key parts.
So that critical 20%, this is where the magic really happens. It's the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule, applied to learning. Basically, for just about any skill, a handful of key components, that 20% will give you 80% of your results. So, the secret to learning crazy fast, it's identifying that 20% and just hammering away at it first. It is the ultimate learning hack. And the fuel for this whole engine? It's what Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck famously called a growth mindset. It's this fundamental belief that you're not stuck with the smarts or talent you were born with, that you can actually get better. When you believe that, challenges stop being scary and start becoming opportunities. All right, pillar 1 is down. Pillar 2 is running. You're resilient, you're a learning machine. But now we have a new problem, right? What do you do with the fire hose of information and ideas coming at you all the time? That's where the final pillar comes in, organizing your mind.
Seriously, just stop and think about that for a second. Where do your best ideas go to die? How many incredible aha moments have you had in the shower or on a drive, only for them to just evaporate, gone forever? That is a huge silent killer of progress.
And that's where this practice of personal knowledge management, or PKM, is a total game changer. A PKM system is basically an external brain. Lots of people call it a second brain. And its job isn't just to store stuff, but to help you connect ideas and actually think better. And the workflow is beautiful in its simplicity. First, you get in the habit of capturing everything, ideas, quotes, thoughts, into a trusted place. Then, you connect those ideas using links and tags, building this web of your own personal knowledge. And finally, you use that amazing network to create, to write, to build, to solve problems.
Okay, so now let's pull it all together. Let's zoom out and see how these three pillars, resilience, learning, and organization, are so much more than the sum of their parts.
And this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. This isn't just a random list of self-help tactics. It's an integrated system. Your resilience gives you the foundation to learn without burning out. Your learning gives you new tools and skills. And organizing your mind lets you actually use what you've learned. See how they all feed into each other? When you get all three working together, you create this incredible virtuous cycle. A more resilient mind learns faster. A faster learner who organizes their knowledge becomes more effective, which, guess what, reduces stress and builds even more resilience. It's this amazing feedback loop that just keeps building on itself, driving performance that's actually sustainable.
So we're going to leave you with this one last question to chew on. Your business has an operating system. Your phone has one. Your team probably has one. What's yours? Because at the end of the day, building that personal operating system, well, that might just be the single most critical investment you can make in your long-term success and your well-being.